right, it is Wednesday night. You guys know what that means. Even when they extend it for 3 hours on a tape delay with an
And
overrun.
still have an overrun on a tape delayed show.
You know, that's the real reason why this is the last show of the year. Not anything to do with the fact that we have 2 holidays back-to-back weeks before World's End, but that's my story. I'm sticking to it. It's Jose Gonzalez. It is JPJ. It is past my bedtime, but I don't give a damn. JPJ, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. I mean, look at 3 hour Dynamite. Usually they do them the weeks of the pay-per-view, but obviously next Wednesday's Christmas Eve, so they decided to do it tonight. Thought overall, though, for a 3 hour show, still a pretty good show. But yeah, I'm old, Jose. So these late shows now I got to deal with it on Fridays too, starting in the new year with 3 hour bullshit. I got
I mean,
if I want a 3 hour show, I need it to be a pay-per-view, bro. The
or
3 hour
just
weekly
that.
television, just
Don't
not.
start it at 8. Just start it at 7.
Yeah, the TNT will bow to you. You like if you said, "Hey, we're starting at 7," they'd be like, "Okay, do Collision first." If you
Meanwhile, we
want.
talk all this malarkey about shows going to 3 hours till 11 on Fridays starting New Year. I'll probably be at that SmackDown. So,
The first one,
yeah, will I stay the whole time? That remains to be seen. But
I think they're gonna. Well, they'll jack that one up. They'll jack that one up and make it look good.
we'll see. We'll see. But all things considered, guys, I mean, this was a pretty full card. All things for Holiday Bash. You have your Dynamite, get your first hour Collision. A lot that went on tonight, but just JPJ, overall quick thoughts on the night?
I thought it was solid. Listen,
Yeah.
during CC time, most of the matches you're getting on these weekly shows, they have significance, they matter, and they're really good. And I thought we had multiple women's matches and segments tonight, which I thought was nice. Yeah, no, I thought overall it was a pretty good show for a tape delayed. And you knew the crowd was going to bring it overseas. You knew the crowd was going to bring it, and they did. But I thought they gave them a lot, dude. We had some good matches. The CC matches, I thought all were good, like they normally are. I liked the women's 8-man tag, even though I would have liked it to have gone a little longer than it did. I thought it was solid for the time they had.
Yeah.
I liked the little intrigue that we saw later on with Hayter and Statler. I thought overall it was a good show.
I agree. I feel like really the only thing that worked against it was the fact that not only, like, it's one thing to have it when it's 3 hours and they're doing it live. So it's like, okay, we're still like in the States of like people are reacting to it in real time wherever they're seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's another to know like what happened hours before and then to kind of see it play out. And then you just get like, I won't lie. I found myself kind of dipping in and out tonight just because I kind of knew what was going on. Did it take away from my enjoyment of the show overall? Honestly, no. But I mean, I definitely had a more lax viewing experience than I normally do in weeks when we're seeing things play out right before our very eyes. But yeah, I mean, there's really not too much to complain about in ring wise. I think every match was pretty solid for what we got. CC matches were good. I thought we had a pretty decent battle royal for setting up the Dynamite Diamond Ring match next week. I wish that we had more than just the 8-woman tag and that singles match with Hayter and Isla Dawn, but
you must. So I might have missed something, but isn't MJF still the? He's won it every year, correct?
Yeah, and he ain't.
So did they
didn't?
But they didn't say on comment. Did they give a reason on commentary why he wasn't in it all of a sudden? He's been in it every year, even when he's been at World Champ. Like he's
2 segments before he just uses Casino.
Well,
Gauntlet,
yes,
so
I knew that.
Point.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like he wasn't. I don't know. I just felt like they should have said, "Hey, MJF is not." I don't know. It felt weird to me that I was just
hasn't meant anything in years, anyways. I mean, he already had a title match early in the year and he lost, so it didn't matter. And he didn't.
But didn't he win it when he was world champion? He still was in the Dynamite Battle Royal and won it and kept it. Like I don't know why him having a world title match now all of a sudden would. Again, I don't care that he's not in it. Good, give it to somebody else. He's had it every year. Give it to somebody else, but at least acknowledge it and say, hey, we know MJF is the whole, because I thought the holder of the ring is in the battle royal to try to keep the ring.
No, but now think it's like the C2 in that respect.
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't care enough about a ring, a literal ring that does nothing other than people use it as a weapon in spots because it hasn't really done anything for like an actual storyline.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the way it's been presented to me with MJF all the previous years, I just thought it was weird that not that necessarily he wasn't in it, but that they didn't reference the fact that he wasn't in it when he's literally been the only winner of that ring since its inception.
Well, I mean, since we're talking about MJF all this much, do we want to just start with the contract signing?
Yeah, why not? We can jump around if we want.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly, guys, it's gonna be pretty much like a pretty lax review. I mean, we'll talk about pretty much everything. We might have some throw-ins to stuff from the year that stood out to us as like the biggest highlights of the year for AEW. But all in all, I mean, we had a pretty good contract signing segment, I thought, with Tony Schiavone leading it. We had Samoa Joe out there with the Ops. You had Swerve out there with Prince Nana. You had Hangman Adam Page out there with a chain around his neck. I mean, Swerve did too, but I think all things considered, the fact that they all had this like hold harmless agreement where like if someone got physical, they were out of the match. I thought that was smart. Do I still think it's weird having a contract signing without a table in the ring? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do I think that I will be honest, I didn't expect the return that we got tonight.
No, so I had avoided the spoilers, Jose. So I watched
anything to you about this.
I watched this as it happened. And, you know, there had been reports the last, week and a half or so that like he was in the plans for World's End and he was coming back imminently, or the, people had floated that out there. We talked about it last week a little bit. But yeah, I mean, they're doing the standard promo where Hangman cuts another good promo, Swerve is good, and then you hear the music. And the second I heard the music, I was like, this is going to be a 4-way. That's what they're doing. Because why would he come back in that? I'm like, this is going to be a 4-way. He's going to cash it in.
Oh no,
and he's going
to numbers. Like the second you realized that MJF was coming out, like, oh, it's a 4-way.
Yeah,
because he ain't gonna call like anything like either to not be in the match or after the match. Like no, like he's gonna make it about him. He's gonna make it a 4-way. And he's going to besmirch every name in this match, which he went on to do.
Yep. And I thought his promo was good. They gave him a lot of time. This segment was this was the longest segment on the show, including matches almost. So like, they gave everybody a good amount of time, and then he came out and they gave him the whole end, and he cut his spiel and he did his MJF thing on all three of them. Calling Samoa Joe Sloppy Joe, making the comment about his hairline, and calling Swerve Shane repeatedly, openly mentioning WWE.
Which really doesn't happen that often on AEW.
Not anymore.
They try not to, at least.
Yeah, not anymore. But he openly said it, and then he even was like, the crowd had that reaction when he says it, and then he's like, "What? It's a perfectly fine company." He's kind of like mentions them, goes into it, makes the crack about Top Dollar and Hit Row, and he hit all the and I liked how he started with Hangman. He said, "You and I have had, I'm here basically to ruin your life, but I'm gonna, beat your rivals doing it." I thought it was good. It's good that he's back. Hopefully, I know he's been picking and popping all year because he's been filming all these movies and doing big things. That's awesome. Like, that's a great opportunity. I'm glad he's had those. I hope he's around for a while because I think the product is better when he's around. So yeah, hopefully this is. Do you think he's going to win? We're not going to do a show until after this show. Like, we're not doing a preview. Yeah, we're not doing a preview show technically because we're off the next couple weeks, and the pay-per-view will already have happened.
Yeah, no. So I honestly think Hangman is gonna.
You think Hangman's gonna win it back?
Yeah.
And then what? You get a proper Hangman versus MJF feud 1-on-1.
I don't even think
for the title.
I think if anything, he might be lingering after whatever happens with the end of the Continental Classic and the Unified title and stuff like that. I could see him going that route. Honestly, I don't hate the idea of MJF being kind of part-time right now just because he is becoming more crossover. So let him play into that a little bit more, and then he could come back after Revolution when he returns to the City of Angels, Hollywood, Los Angeles. Let that be kind of where he does like his run that takes you into All In and everything too from there. So like, I mean, the winter is such a weird time with wrestling depending on the company you're in, because either you have like one of the biggest shows of the year that you get ready to do right at the start of the year, or you just have a lull period. AEW happens to have that lull period because they don't start their pay-per-view calendar until March.
Yeah. That's fair.
That what you will.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's a big time main event. I'm not always a favorite of multi-person world title matches, but I mean, those are 4 monster dudes in that match. It should be quite good.
I mean, honestly, I kind of disagree. I like the multi-man aspect just because depending on either what promotion it is or the members of that match, it sets the tone for the entire thing. So you think about the fact that a few years ago at Double or Nothing, we had the Pillars in that four-way match, and it was a phenomenal like showcase of the younger. Like these are going to be the names that stick with AEW for quite some time. Like MJF won that match, and then you think about like other promotions that have had really good multi-person matches. You have like the NXT Four Horsewomen Fatal Four-Way match that's gone on to be like canon in wrestling to this day for being like, oh, this is kind of what we consider to be the start of the revolution and everything. So stuff like that. If you can do a really good match and it doesn't have to be just a singles match, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like, do I think it gets a little bit more crowded once you get like upwards of 4? Absolutely. But there have been really good 6-pack challenges. Like, it doesn't have to be confined to just one-on-one for world title to have a lot of action, a lot of meaningful story. I think it's what you do when you have people going in and out, keeping the pace constant for however long it is. That makes it a little bit more interesting too.
Yeah. And look, and they do it few and far between. It's not like it's something that happens all the time. Yeah. I mean, look, it's going to be a great match. It's going to be a fun time. Yeah. I'm just an old school traditionalist. I just like for the world title, one-on-one, mano y mano, that's how
I do also have a little bit of singles fatigue with the world title just because
that's fair though. That is fair.
Competitors back-to-back pay-per-views now.
And that is a point that I would agree. Doing the double, the Joe and Hangman back-to-back. All right, let's sprinkle something new. And oddly enough, I was like, oh, triple threat with Swerve, that's good. And then MJF comes back and I'm excited for MJF, obviously, but I'm like, oh, a 4-way for the title. Like, I don't think they've done that since the Pillars. Right, so it's been
at least for the world title, yeah.
For the world title.
The other big components, obviously, if it's a 4-way match, you're gonna have no disqualification, so you have the rest of the ops get involved. Prince Nana could get involved. Who the hell else knows who's gonna show up and try to either insert themselves into the match, trying to go one way or the other, or it just gives you free reign to get more creative with some of the spots you're using because like weapons are fair game. Yeah, whatever you want on the outside of the ring, just make sure you pull them in the ring and cover them.
Yeah, so should be good.
Yeah. But that was honestly like the real big promo segment of the entire show. We got a couple backstages throughout too, but I would say it really was the meat and potatoes of the entire show. I'd say was that contract signing because you have your World's End main event set up right away.
I agree. And you get the big return in it. And I mean, it set up a lot of things. And then, going into the new year, it just creates intrigue of who is going to be the champion heading into 2026 for AEW.
All right. But I mean, let's get into some of this Continental Classic stuff we have going on throughout the show. So we start the broadcast with a Blue League match between Jon Moxley and Roderick Strong. Moxley does end up winning this one too. I mean, the big thing for me is just as it stands right now, Roddy has 0 points after 3 losses. So he's systematically eliminated from the tournament, but obviously he still has to complete out his brackets. The big thing with me is it felt like, especially after how everything played out with Moxley and with Kyle O'Reilly, you thought that, oh, maybe Roddy, he didn't turn on the conglomeration and blood and guts. He's getting this opportunity to be in the C2. Maybe we'll get to see a little bit more of him factor into the tournament. He's been having good promos talking about how he wants to like just whoop ass and like finally have something for himself. Obviously a former international champion, but the big thing for me is just I honestly thought that it would go the other way just so you could have Mox at rock bottom. But obviously that's not the case because now he's, believed, tied with Takeshita in the blue bracket with 7 points, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. So now they had the draw. Yeah. So now, I thought it was going to go the other way with Moxley. I thought he was going to lose most, if not all, of his matches to kind of continue the spiral and the doubt from the rest of the Death Riders. But clearly it's not going in that direction. I like this match. This was a good match, hard hitting. These two guys work very well together. I thought the match was good. I thought Roddy had a chance, and I was picking Roddy going into it. So, I mean, I'm not going to say I was surprised Moxley won, but I thought it was going to go the other way as well.
Oh, he has 6 points after tonight.
So 7 has Takeshita and Claudio. Yes, that's right, because Claudio beat Moxley, I mean, I thought this was a good first match of the show. And I loved how they started Dynamite, and these two guys were already in the ring, and we were just going right at it. Crowd was pumped. Good opener to the show, set the pace for the evening. I would have liked to have seen Moxley lose just to kind of lean further into that, but it's clearly not the path they're going right now. At least it feels like in the tournament. So, but he's John Moxley. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, we do get a good promo from him later on the show too, where he kind of talks about how he's been getting back on track as well. So interesting to see what's going to come down for him, just because after this he only has one more match left. So that being against Orange Cassidy of all people. As looking at the rest of the bracket, I think just going off of this, I mean, you have one more match with Claudio. That's going to be against Roderick Strong, so he could probably play spoiler there, depending on if Mox beats OC, which we'll get into. Obviously, OC was in action later on that night. And then just kind of going through, Takeshita has 2 matches left at least, so looks like he has Orange Cassidy as well as Mascara Dorada. So
realistically, I feel like that should be 2 wins for Takeshita.
Yeah, no, I feel like Takeshita's going to have as close to a sweep as possible.
Yeah.
I would be genuinely surprised if he's not the one that actually wins his league.
I agree.
Just for the simple fact of look who's on the other side.
Yeah, it's him and Okada, right? I mean, that's what this whole thing is built around, I feel like, is getting to him and Okada.
Yeah, so I think you'll probably end up getting the rematch with Takeshita and Castagnoli because they have the draw there. They're going to have the 2 best records, just the way that they're set up right now. They're definitely going to. And then you probably have Okada versus Kyle Fletcher as your semifinals for the Gold League.
I mean, well, the Gold League, I mean, we haven't talked about the matches we've had from that tonight, but the Gold League is crowded at the top. They got a 4-way tie going on right now.
So pissed I missed Collision on Saturday just because
Speedball and Kevin Knight. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I saw the finish to that match, but I need to go back and watch the actual match.
Good stuff.
The Minko driver.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad. You know what? These last 2 I'm Speedball, man. You know, like I'm glad. Yeah. Oh, I know plenty. But like I was nervous after the first couple matches that he was going to be the Roddy Strong of this group, unfortunately, and not do anything, probably win 1 match if he was lucky. But no, boom, boom. That match with Fletcher and now that match with Kevin Knight. And now all of a sudden he's tied atop with Okada and Fletcher. And, oh my God, the person we're going to talk about later, I'm drawing a brain fart on, but like there's a 4-way tie there. So like, I feel like that's, the Gold League is very interesting. I still think we're going to be right about where it goes. It's going to be Okada, and it'll probably be Okada and Fletcher, but very interesting that it went that route. It looked like Kyle Fletcher was going to run away and sweep everything early on, and then all of a sudden now he's lost 2 straight. He's struggling. It's good stuff. Good stories being told in the Blue League.
Yeah, I
mean the Gold League, I'm sorry.
Yeah, before we get into the other part of the Gold League, I do want to kind of bring up, we did get a little bit of a backstage promo with Eddie Kingston, kind of talk about what he learned in his loss from Samoa Joe, and just basically talk about the fact that, like, he's never going to quit, so it's just a matter of who he faces next. He's going to teach them everything he learned from losing to Samoa Joe, and just how wrestling means the world to him. It's his heart, his life, his soul, and he's never going to quit. So yeah. Nice little happy crowd backstage segment. Nothing
of course.
crazy.
No.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Eddie.
Yeah, following up with that, we did get our $1 Million Trios match. The Don Callis family, we did find out it was going to be Hechicero, your IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Konosuke Takeshita, and the Unified Champion Kazuchika Okada. I almost said Katsuyori Shibata for a second. I'm like, I know I'm tired. I'm not that tired. Going against Nick and Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega to round out the Elite. We did get the Little Being Elite intro before we got into Battle Cry. No, Gary on My Wayward Son. So
no, that would have been fun.
The fact, hey, we don't have the money yet.
Yes, which I think is good if we do get it on the next time they're all doing whatever they're gonna do. It would have been nice to see it. That would have been a cool little moment. But I liked the entrance. I thought it was good. Listen. You knew this match was going to be good. No, how could you not know this match was going to be good with these 6 guys? It was very good. Good stuff. I don't want to fast forward through all the good spots in the match, but I love the finish with kind of the Meltzer driver into the One-Winged Angel combo. I thought that was awesome.
Set it up that way either. Too.
Yeah.
Once we got, I'm like, oh shit, that was a really, really well done match. But I think the thing is that the Bucks especially have kind of mastered the art of this larger tag match formula, because we saw it all throughout the summer with all the different blockbusters. You have your 8-man, you have your all-star 10-man, you have they somehow have managed to have any combination of a tag team beyond just the 2 of them and show the fuck out every single time.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, this was really, I mean, the continued dissension between Takeshita and Okada throughout the match, even when they were in control of the match.
Even in the
They
post
were,
match.
yeah, post match, there was obviously stuff with them, but multiple times throughout the match, miscommunication, shoving each other, getting in each other's faces. Poor Hechicero is like, come on, guys. Like, he's at one point, he's standing in the middle of them, like, hey, come on, like, folk, like,
Yeah.
he's, I thought that was really good. And then obviously the post match stuff and Callus. And yeah, I thought this was just really good, a lot of fun. And the good guys win, the elite win. They're $1 million richer, and then all the stuff happens after the match, Jose.
Yeah, Don Callis tried to run away with the money. That didn't really work, but it was really kind of a foil to get the DCF back attacking them. We got to see alternating Raging Fires and Rainmakers between Okada and Takeshita to the Young Bucks. And then Kenny Omega literally cleans house with a broom
Sure
to
does.
get them out of the ring, and then Paul Turner brings in the bag of money into the ring. But yeah, overall, the Bucks have money again. We'll see
Should be good.
if they hold on to it a little bit longer this time.
Yeah, I would hope Nick is more fiscally responsible with this money, you would think.
Yeah, hopefully he has not been on DraftKings at all with some of the NFL happenings over the last weekend.
Let me tell you, these referees, we got to keep eyes on them.
Oh,
First of all, I'm
talk about the referees. Okay.
I'm a big believer of I think all referees should go to jail. I think they're the scum of the earth.
Believer?
Well, I mean, listen, you got Superman. It is what it is. I'm not that upset about it, to be honest with you.
I was gonna say, wait, JPJ, you smelled that?
What?
Smelled
Who's winning the
out.
who's winning the AFC East right now? Who's in the league?
I don't know if you know this. If we win out, we can still win it.
Yeah, well, we'd have to lose again though. Which we could. We're playing the
this week.
Yeah, but they suck. They are going to beat us probably because half our defense is on the fucking shelf and not practicing. But so they're probably going to beat us. But listen, we talked about it. I was ragging on you early, or you sent me the thing like of the John Cena, face when it was 24-7, and I said it's early. I said it's early. You got the best player in the league. It's early.
Yeah.
And look at our defense couldn't stop them. 5 straight touchdown drive. The defense they were, they stunk in the second half. Everything kind of stunk in the second half, including the referees. They bailed you out a couple times, but it is what it is.
You guys had some no calls too. I don't want to hear it. It worked.
No, actually, you guys had like no penalties called on you at all. And you had that pass interference on Marcus Jones was a fucking joke. It's the same thing that your guy did to Diggs earlier in the game. They didn't call it. What the fuck? Again, referees are not the reason we lost. Our defense was. But when there's penalties and one team has triple the amount of the other,
considering we normally get fucked on by the refs.
Correct. I just, look at the NFL wants drama, baby. They want drama. If the Patriots win the division in week 14, what does that do for the NFL? It does nothing. Now the Bills,
something for the NFL.
The Bills are still involved. Josh Allen all of a sudden can make a late run and win the MVP again. Like all these things can happen.
No, even beyond that, you know what they did? We need to sprinkle in a little bit of drama. It's bad enough the Chiefs weren't going to make it to the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we tear Patrick Mahomes' ACL?
Yeah, that's a shame though. That's a shame. I'm glad the Chiefs aren't in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, first of all, the people comparing them to the Patriots, you're an idiot if you ever did to begin with. But now, how many times Tom Brady
comparing him to the Patriots now?
Yeah, because
it's his 9th year he tore his ACL.
Well, that's a crazy coincidence, though. When you think about it, that is But do you know how many times Tom Brady missed the playoffs in his prime? The answer is 0. Sorry, hate to tell you. The only time he did, he tore his ACL, same year as Mahomes, but it happened in the first quarter of the first game of the year, not when your team was already basically mathematically out because they were losing that game, whether he got hurt or not. But anyway, I digress. But again, I am anti-Chiefs because of the comparisons to my team. I'm not really anti-Mahomes. Obviously, that's a terrible injury. That's not. You don't want it to go out that way. And then Micah Parsons, that was 2 huge injuries. It was just a bad weekend all. I know we're a wrestling podcast. Can I just say there's just so much shitty football. It's just so bad. Like the games are exciting. Don't get me wrong. And I actually thought the Patriots Bills game was a great game. Like it was
the game itself
was of 2 halves. You guys sucked in the first half and we sucked in the second half. But it was a good 35-31. Like that's a good
But if
game.
we're
You know?
being honest, I feel like the AFC always kind of has the better games than the NFC.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents. But
Yeah. But I just feel like in the league, there's just so much bad football. It's just, I don't know.
I just think we like the way they went about the schedule this year. It just didn't do anybody any favors. Either you have like the easiest schedule and the games are kind of a gimme, or you have like the most rigorous schedule and you're either getting stomped on or it's a nail biter every other week.
Yeah, it's just really weird. It's really weird the way that they do things now. But
yeah, no, it was an interesting weekend for me because the Bills win. The Sabres fired their GM Kevin Adams, so I'm just living the dream. We won 3.
well, you guys have been bad for like 20 years. It feels like.
And now we're 0.5 in December, so never say never.
Yeah. Hey, look at my team was supposed to be bad, and there all of a sudden we're over. We're like exceeding expectations, which is not good. I wanted them to tank. No, I don't root for tanking. I'm not one of those fans, but I assumed they were going to be bad and we were going to have a good pick. But now all of a sudden we're pretty decent. The new coach, I think, is pretty good. Marco Sturm. He's like getting the best out of the guys.
No,
and now they're
Boston hasn't been that bad as far as hockey goes in a while. Like, yeah, you
no, we're always
ago,
we're choke artists.
You guys have been pretty solid as a club.
Yeah, no, but this team that we had going into this year, we were supposed to stink, and we just don't. We're like hanging around. It's weird. It's weird, but whatever.
All right. Now back to other teams that ended up being better than we expected. We lead us into an 8-woman tag match. You have your timeless love bombs. You got Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa, and the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, going against Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, your forever Ring of Honor champion Athena, and the CEO TBS champion Mercedes Moné. And what I thought was a pretty good 8-woman tag. I mean, we talked about the Young Bucks pretty much having that formula down locked too. I'd argue the same thing with all of the competitors in these matches. I mean, Tony, Willow, like just the makings of a good multi-person tag match. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
this
expecting
was
the finish to be the way it was, just because
agreed.
I thought we moved past Athena and Mercedes as a tag team. Quite the opposite, actually.
Yeah, I guess so.
See all those dives to the outside, and then Willow gets rolled back into the ring. Athena hits the O-face, and Mercedes gets the cover. She pins her 1, 2, 3. It's going to set up a tag title match at World's End. Did you read any other spoilers for this coming Saturday in Collision?
Nope.
I will abstain. But it's going to be an interesting dynamic going into...
Is it multi-team?
No, it's not about that, but it's about one of the participants in an open challenge they made.
Oh, Athena?
No.
Or did Mercedes?
Mercedes makes a challenge.
She did a TBS?
Saturday.
Did she lose? So she lost another belt.
2.
Yeah, she lost 2. Oh, it's the Rev Pro.
Yeah,
which we talked about that last week.
Yeah, which I thought she was going to lose it to Riho over the weekend.
Yeah, she did.
Rev Pro,
she didn't.
At last show of the year.
Yeah.
No, I think that the way they did it was actually. We're just gonna fucking say.
Was it
the Rev Pro Undisputed Women's Championship on Saturday's Collision?
There you go. Listen,
I'm
all right with it.
Considering the matches they had over the summer, and on top of that, you let Alex stay in the UK for the holiday, and then whenever they come back stateside, she could either still carry the belt or they could do whatever they want with them over in England. So hey.
Yeah, look at you continuing the downfall of Mercedes. She's lost 2 titles already. She loses these 2. So now she's what? 10 belts? 10 belts, Monet. You'll go into the new year. They're not going to win this tag match. I think the Babes of Wrath will retain. Yeah.
There's not a snowball's chance in hell if they win this.
No, something's going to happen. I don't know if this leads to Mercedes and Athena again. I don't know.
Well, my thing is, I think Mercedes is going to get pinned this time because when they lost in the tag title tournament, it was Athena that ate the pin.
Correct. Yeah, I would expect Mercedes to take the fall. And then I think, again, we talked about it for a while. I think Mercedes is going to lose all these belts, and then she'll build herself back up, potentially even as a babyface, and she'll win the AEW Women's World Title somewhere, in the second half of next year or at All In or something like that, and that'll be how they do it.
Hear me out. Do you have her do a back-to-back Owen run?
I think she should be in the Owen. I wouldn't hate it if she's already lost all her belts by that point. I wouldn't hate it if she made it to the finals and she loses in the finals, and that's like because it all depends on how you want to do it. Because you win the Owen, you get the shot at All In, correct?
Yeah, but either way,
So that might be a way for her. Maybe she loses all her belts and she like crumbles and she has like, and she goes away for a little bit and
but
she
here's
comes
the
back and
problem.
goes, I'm in the Owen and wins it.
Even if she loses all the other belts, she can't technically lose the Owen belt from 2025 because it's not a real championship.
That's not a real belt. Yeah, that's like hers forever.
So
isn't
for
it?
her psychological well-being, she has to enter the tournament and run it back to hold on to it for a whole other year.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not she has more humility behind her at this point. When you try to make a babyface run out of it, or you just let her continue on being super conceited, and then like have to get humbled, and I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what way they'll do it, but I feel like, the fact that she loses on set, I feel like they're doing the right thing with her kind of crumbling. So I'm excited to watch the whole thing happen. So.
Me too. And I mean, it does lead us into some more Continental Classic matches for the night. In the Gold League, we have the Proto Star Kyle Fletcher going against the Death Riders Pac, and what was a really, really good match.
Real good. Real good. Kyle Fletcher is having some standout matches here in this tournament. I mean, really everybody is. But man, oh man, the quality of matches he's had in the 2 wins that he had, and then the match with Speedball, and now this one. This was tremendous. I loved everything about it. These 2 guys were beating the crap out of each other. Both, athletic, fast, powerful dudes. And you saw all of that on display.
The crazy part is I feel like since Pac bulked up, it's still crazy to see him do all the same shit that he used to do when he had like 30 less pounds on him.
Yep.
But it's just harder because, solid muscle now. Like kind of like when Ospreay bulked up a little bit, but he's still the aerial assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing the way that they were moving around this ring the whole match. I mean, that big suplex you saw on the floor from Fletcher to Pac.
Oh.
And ultimately, Pac ends up getting the win with the Black Arrow clean as a whistle.
After an avalanche poison Rana.
Yeah.
Which was fucking awesome. What a spot that was. But yeah, no, it was good. Black Arrow. I feel like I haven't seen the Black Arrow in a bit.
Yeah, I feel like he's been kind of leaning in on the Brutalizer just with him being in the Death Riders gimmick. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to a submission finisher.
No, I'm not either, and I like that.
The Black Arrow was such a good fucking move.
It is, and I think where they were tonight, that it's the home area for him. The crowd was clearly, that was a babyface pop when he won the match. The crowd was, they wanted him to win.
States too. Let's be real.
Yes, but
after a match like that, absolutely he would have.
I think so, but I think that the way that they did the Black Arrow, which is he doesn't really do a ton anymore, I think that was okay. You're in your hometown. Let's get the crowd kind of riled up. Like let's hit it and get, that's what that was. If that match happens in the States, he gets a pop for the victory because the match was so good, but he wins with the Brutalizer.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. So, but it was tremendous, real good, real good. So now he has 6, along with Fletcher, along with Okada, and along with Speedball. So we got a 4-way tie with the 4 of them, with all of them have 2 matches left to go. Man, oh man, that's real good stuff over there. The Gold League, it's been good all the way around, but the Gold League especially has been the standout league to me, like far and away.
It's been particularly good. Like, it's nothing against the Blue League. It's just, I feel like not only the bracket has allowed it to be so good, but it feels like them getting more Dynamite airtime rather than the Blue League being predominantly in Collision.
Mm-hmm.
You just combine that with more eyes on it from the jump. It's going to be booked better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just the matches we've seen, Okada, Pac, Fletcher, Speedball, Fletcher, Kevin Knight, Fletcher, Okada, like just the quality of matches that we've seen. It's just, it's wild. And then we get Speedball and Jungle Boy on Saturday for Collision. And it's just good matches all the way around. So, but yeah, no, this was really good. Really, really good. Again, I think it's going to go the way we all think it's going to go, but I did not expect 4 guys to be muddled at the top over there.
I didn't think it was going to be this technically unpredictable, even though like we kind of already know like what the finals going to be, just because we've seen other segments throughout the last few weeks kind of hint at what it's going to be. But the Gold League really has been a breath of fresh air as far as match quality wise. And I still definitely stand by the fact that last week with Fletcher versus Speedball, that being a match of the year contender.
Oh my God. It was the best TV match of the year.
Which is tremendous because we've had some excellent TV matches of the year. I think before that, I was kind of leaning towards Athena and Mercedes from when they were in Boston for the Owen.
I
It was
have
a
a
TV
couple.
match of the year, so.
Yeah. I mean, I was there. I have a couple. I know we're gonna kind of do like a quick little. Hey, what was your favorite 2025? Kind of whatever. So I'll
Yeah.
save it. But I have a couple things from that show in my favorites of the 2025, and that's one of them. But yeah.
Nice. And then we get into the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. So the final two participants will be facing off one-on-one next week for the Dynamite Diamond ring. And it is eventually won by your Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito and your AEW National Champion Ricochet, which I think is going to be a phenomenal match to have at Hammerstein.
Oh my God.
Give it to me.
Oh.
Yep.
That match is going to rule. Yeah, no, I thought this was good. Not a ton of participants in it. What was there, like 8 or 10? Like it felt like it was a smaller number, which was there 8?
I just don't think a lot of people were traveling over to the UK for this week.
Yeah, so it was a smaller field than usual, which I didn't hate.
Which I'm glad they did it like a traditional battle royal.
I am too,
because there was so much happening on the outside.
They were going in and out of the ring a lot, even though it was a traditional battle royal, which I thought it was cool, but it also kind of was like, aren't you all supposed to kind of just be in the ring, kind of thing. I was actually hoping that Shelton would be one of the final two. But I have no problem with Bandito and Ricochet. That match is going to be incredible. I think I'm leaning Bandito, even though Ricochet would be obviously great with it with his character, but I think I'm leaning that I think Bandito will do it, right? Then you get the Bandito versus whoever the champion is at where is that going to happen?
I mean, it's got to be probably in a Dynamite.
Maximum Carnage, maybe? Is that what they said? And next year, like the first big Dynamite of the year?
Phoenix for like, not the first Dynamite of the year, but I think the second.
Yeah.
Whenever they're in Phoenix, it's going to be that show.
Yeah. So I think Bandito versus, whoever the champion is. Hangman maybe, or if one of the heels hangs, like if MJF steals it or Joe Key. I guess any of those 4 guys is going to be good. So. But yeah, I'm leaning Bandito to win the ring. But look, I think this is a good choice for those 2 guys. I mean, that's a match that's going to the work rate in that match and just what they're going to be able to do is going to be great. And it's really a natural babyface versus a really hated guy. And like it just works.
I don't think they've done it in a singles capacity.
No, I don't think we've seen it before. At least in AEW. Yeah, I don't know if back that on the Indies or anything like that. But
yeah, give it to me, please.
But, big time.
And I know we kind of briefly touched on it, but Mox has a backstage promo. He said he likes the Continental Classic because it's simple. Step in the ring under the lights, bring everything you have, and leave it all in there bare. There's nowhere to hide in the tournament, and it reveals something about you. I push people's buttons. I antagonize them. I pull them along when they don't want to be. Some people react differently than others. Some people come harder. Some become monsters, like Kyle O'Reilly trying to pull his foot off. Roderick Strong left him 30 seconds away from being shit out of luck in this tournament. Whatever happens, he just wants to know when it's over that he didn't leave any bullets in the chamber and that he left it all out there. So, a very pure tournament promo from Jon Moxley, which, I mean, it's crazy to think that the Death Riders are still established as Death Riders, but seeing them when they pivot into tournament mode, they don't care about killing anybody off. They don't care about they're really just focusing on the love of the game right now.
Yeah, they just want to win. Yeah, no, I thought this was a good promo. A little bit, not as I'm not going to think of the right word, but Moxley when he what is it?
Poignant.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Moxley when he cuts his promos usually backstage, there's a lot of meaning to it, and there's a lot of behind, you got to read between the lines type stuff and stuff. This was very straightforward. Just hey, man, like you said, I'm here. This is for the love of the game. I'm here to win. Blah blah blah. I thought it was good. I thought it was fine. Yeah. I mean.
Nothing else to it than that, but I thought it was a pretty stellar promo. I know we had Derry Benny laughing in the chat, but it does lead us into the collision part of this holiday bash. On the Blue League, closing out our C2 action for the night, we had Masquerada from CMLL going against Orange Cassidy in the Blue League. That was a solid match.
Yeah, this was solid.
On the shorter end, I would say, of C2 matches we've gotten, but Orange Cassidy does pick up the win after it looked like Masquerada was really trying to prevent the orange punch. We saw the little hot shot moment where he had him hung up in the top rope, and then he goes for this arm drag off the top, and then OC turns it into a crucifix pin for the 3.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a nice, fun back and forth match. A lot of counter wrestling, which I appreciated. It's always fun to see OC like when he kind of locks in and like doesn't ham it up the entire time, but then he's like, okay, you know, let me do real graps. So I'm gonna do lucha stuff since it's Massacre Dorada. But it was a fun match.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree with you when you talk about OC. This is one of those matches where there wasn't a lot of the shtick, as you say, and it was really just all right, let's go. I'm going to try to out wrestle you type of thing. Yeah. Really good. Dorada only has the 3 points, but
I think that's going to be the way it stays on.
Yeah, but he's getting good shine in these matches, and him just being in the ring with these guys is. I think that's a good pick for him to be kind of the young guy of the blue team, the blue group, But yeah, I thought this was solid. OC winning was obviously going to be the choice. Mm-hmm. So now he has 6, so he's right behind Takeshita and Claudio by a point there. I thought this was good. I thought the stuff that we saw in the third hour was not at the level that we saw in the first 2 hours, but I thought it was solid. I thought it was a solid last hour.
Which, I mean, this isn't like meant to be kind of a read, but that kind of is the MO of Collision.
It feels like when they do it this way, the third hour is always
same standard of Dynamite. It's not bad, but it's not like the best thing they put on TV.
Yeah,
which is still kind of ironic that they do that when it's a 3-hour special too. But I digress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from there we get into some more in-ring action. We first get that backstage promo with Athena and Mercedes Moné with what's her? She was in the beginning. What the hell was her? Oh my God! Why am I drawing a blank on the interviewer that was a part of MIT?
Oh,
jeez,
Lexi Nair, yeah, that's right.
I'm so sorry. This is what happens when we're podcasting almost to midnight on a Wednesday. But yeah, no. Just talking about the fact that, kind of questioning how things were going around with them winning the match and maybe setting up something for the tag titles, which of course the challenge is laid out there by Mercedes and Athena, and then Mercedes also is saying, you know what, I said I was going to be fighting champion, defending all my belts, so I figured I would be in the giving mood to someone who wants to step up to face me Saturday on Collision for my RevPro British Undisputed Championship. Which, spoiler alert, if you want to meet me for 10 seconds, we did already say it earlier.
Yeah, but she specifically said a local talent. Mm-hmm. So obviously when you find out who it is, whether, you can mute for 5 seconds while Jose says it, or if you find out on Saturday, it is a local talent.
Oh, it's local.
But there's kind of a twist.
And someone Mercedes knows very well.
Yes. Mute yourself if you don't want to know.
One word, it would be Windsor.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the match is
good for her, by the way. Good for her, by the way. Yeah, no, when she first got here and they were focusing her more, like you were seeing a lot of her, she impressed the shit out of me. I did not see a lot of her, and very impressive. Very impressive.
No, Windsor became like a mainstay over the summer with she was putting on not only just in the singles, but the tag matches too with Toni Storm and everything. So I'm excited to see more of Alex Windsor in AEW in 2026.
Yes.
We do get some singles action. We have Isla Dawn back again on AEW TV. You know, she had that match with Marina Shafir on the one night only return of AEW Dark.
Yeah. How was that? How'd you feel? Did you watch any of that?
I didn't get a chance to. I feel like it's just having AEW Dark and not having Taz on commentary is criminal.
Yeah, and they should have had 47 matches. I don't know why they didn't
Dark
have
Elevation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm glad they brought it back. I think that was cool just for the one time. Look at, it became a little, towards the end of it, nobody was, it was kind of what it was. But
a Ring of Honor taping, so why?
No, my thing is Dark and Dark Elevation. That was a lot of people that were looking for jobs that got opportunities to get on television and have matches.
And not even just that, but even the ones that were there but just weren't on main television.
Correct. Like that was opportunity for a lot of people.
They had a good ass match.
Yeah. And look at
scenario was Joey Janela versus Sonny Kiss.
Yeah, 100%. Really, really good. And even when Dark was kind of the secondary show before we had Collision way back in the early days, I went to that second
Rampage.
Yeah, I went to that second ever Dynamite, and the best match of the night that happened there was Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela in a street fight on Dark after Dynamite went off the air. I was there where AEW Dark, I saw Wheeler Yuta versus John Moxley, where Moxley made Wheeler Yuta. Made him. In that blood fest where Wheeler Yuta kicked out of 2 Death Riders and shit. Yeah, and it was like, holy crap, who's this guy? That was on Dark.
Remember when Athena became a monster heel because everybody thought she was shooting on Jody Threat?
Yeah.
That was on AEW Dark.
Yeah. I like, so like early on in AEW's tenure, Dark was important. Dark was like the show after Dynamite, and they had legitimate shit on that show. So, you know, it was good to see it come back for the one night. So I wouldn't hate if they did an hour YouTube special once a week. Like, I wouldn't watch it regularly, but like if there was something worth watching that happened on it, I would make sure I saw. Like, you know, if they wanted to bring back Dark on some random night for an hour on YouTube, I don't think anybody's going to scoff at that. I think that would be fine if they wanted to. What about Ring of Honor? You're a Ring of Honor guy. Can't they do something to kind of...
No, not even that. I was going to say you cut the whole shit with like doing like the 1 hour of Collision and then save that for like a tailgate brawl kind of situation. Keep Collision proper 2 hour go home show.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you end up doing is like your lead into the pay-per-view is you do like a special AEW Dark from whatever the pay-per-view is. So like AEW Dark Revolution, AEW Dark Double or Nothing, like have that be the thing where you have like maybe 4 or 5 quick matches, like get them pumped up on YouTube. You have like one decent main event and then that leads you into like the rest of the card. So kind of treat it like how you do the tailgate brawl, but like just don't let it stop. Like literally like bell, entrance bell, next match, like keep it going at a fast pace.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good idea. I think that would work and just bring in back. Yeah. But I thought it was fun. I saw a lot of people that were like genuinely, I know a lot of people like had fun with it, but I saw a lot of people that were genuinely like, oh, that's cool. So yeah.
Yeah. But all that to say is we got Isla Dawn versus Jamie Hayter in a pretty solid singles match. A little weird at the end because it looked like Jamie like didn't really get all of that backbreaker that she hit before the Gatorade, but aside from that, it was a good match. I feel like we don't get to see as much Isla Dawn these days just because she's not really signed anywhere yet, but like hopefully that is subject to change.
Oh, I was gonna say 2 straight times on I think that's a good sign. This was solid. Again, I felt like both women's matches didn't get the time I would have liked them to get, but I thought for what the time. But I thought for the time they both had, I thought they had good stuff. This was really good. This was really just to kind of set up, Hayter winning, getting a good win, and then we kind of see what happens after the match and the intrigue that led to with kind of the accident and miscommunication that we saw. So
because post-match Triangle Madness comes out, they attack Jamie Hayter, then Chris Statler's coming out for the save. She kind of takes out Sky Blue, but then it looks like she's gonna like send Julia Hart into Tekla, and then there's like a weird like, is she gonna do it? Is she not gonna do it? And then it turns out that Tekla moves out of the way, and then Statlander eats a Haterade.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Hayter kind of realizes what she did. She's like,
she don't really care
next weekend anyway. So
she doesn't really realizes what she did. At first she's like, oh, and then she's like, no, and then she just kind of picks up the belt and poses with it in front of the the crowd's pumped and they're like, yeah, it's our girl. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm excited for that match. Well, big time. It should be really, really good.
And I don't think we've ever gotten it before either. So I'm really
at all ever. They haven't fought at all.
To my knowledge, no.
It's gonna be they're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, I know. Like we're gonna see physical, like actual welt from how hard they're hitting each other.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
That's my type of that's my type of thing. That's my type of match is beating the crap, like physical. I want to see bruises. I want that. That's.
I want you to lay your shit in.
Oh yeah, and these are 2 ladies that lay their shit in.
Work snug. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and these 2 ladies are those type of wrestlers. It should be quite good. I'm picking Statlander to retain.
I agree,
but it's gonna be real good. It's one of the matches I mean, I know we don't have the full card yet, but that matches will be near the top of my list of my most anticipated.
Although, and then kind of to gloss on this before we talk about the last match of the night, we did confirm that the Continental Classic semifinals, so you have your league champion and runner-up, so you have your Gold League finals, you have your Blue League finals, and then that night is going to be for the Continental Championships, which further proves the point that we needed to be Okada and Takeshita.
So what, you think it'll be Okada and Fletcher, and then it's going to be Takeshita and Claudia?
Yeah. Because on one side you have the Don Callis family, like inner warfare, and then on the other side you have 2 world champions where they drew before. There has to be a winner this time.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Yeah. So they'll do that, and then later on in the night we'll actually get the Okada Takeshita, and that'll be good.
No, and then like obviously they're not going to be able to do it at Wrestle Kingdom now, just because we now know that it's going to be Tanahashi's last match at Wrestle Kingdom. So he's gonna
Sold out too. Over 50K they've sold.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I think they said that's the highest gate for a non WWE event too.
Yeah, that makes sense. I look at Tanahashi is maybe the legend of all legends over there. So people are gonna make sure they're there for his last match. So, and especially with Okada going back for the first time since he's left.
That too. So.
Oh yeah. But good for them. 50K and over 50K. That is impressive. So good for them.
Normally the Tokyo Dome, they never do more than like 40K.
I was gonna say it's usually 40 is the number that I always see is around 40. But they clearly
had the space to accommodate more, but it's just not their style for setting up for a Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
They probably could pack 60 if they really wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they could make it work. But again, they're doing it. They're adding more seats. They added over 10,000 more seats for this one because of the of Tanahashi. So maybe this is something they aim for every year, or maybe it's just, hey, we know this is going to be a different scenario because the whole country is going to want to try to be here to see his last match, so.
But speaking of main events, we have our Collision main event for the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championship. You had the Bang Bang Gang of Austin Gunn and Juice Robinson challenging FTR, and well, I mean, it was a fine tag match. It was
this was okay.
Yeah, I think it was a good, solid TV match. I thought. I mean, Bang Bang Gang looked pretty good in there. I mean, obviously FTR was going to retain.
Yes.
Which is one of those things going into like, well, no shit, FTR is not going to lose the titles. We say this, but we also saw on another show yesterday that
shit happens, Jose.
Thing ain't going to be what actually happens. So,
shit happens. Now, again, we're talking the referee did the right thing in that.
Oh my God, yeah. No. Like
you're on the side of that, right? Like the referee, I think it is so much worse. And we've seen this a lot lately. And I don't know.
Yeah, no, I would rather them count the 3 and then they all say, oh shit, after.
Yeah. And then you figure it out. Because I don't know what's going on, but unfortunately, I feel like we've seen more of these type of situations over the last 8 months to a year than I've seen in my previous 10, 50. I just feel like it's been a lot this year. But like, I think it looks so much worse when the ref just stops the count because they know, well, the match isn't supposed to end here.
Yeah. I have a controversial yet brave statement.
Yeah.
This goes to anybody booking any sort of a championship match. If you're not prepared to call the audible at a moment's notice, do not put that person in that position. Like, if you're going to set up a title match and, like, God forbid something happens to the champion and they get injured and you have to call it on the fly, you have to be prepared. Okay, so this is what we actually want to happen, but, like, as a contingency plan, say something happens and they drop the title because X, Y, Z, you always have to have a plan B ready to go. And seeing all the reports that came out of, oh shit, what are we going to do? Because we have to tape more TV before.
Well, I think that's what it was, right? If they didn't have all the tapings and like the weeks of stuff already written because it's holiday time, I don't think. Obviously, it's a mess up and it's an unplanned thing, but I don't think that they would have been as scrambling as much or had kind of the reaction we've heard they've had with it, because they were like, shit, we have like legitimate concrete plans planned out for the next that involve not just these two, that involve like a lot of other moving pieces. So I think it just kind of fucked up a lot of stuff, which is really why we're hearing what we're hearing.
Not anybody going into business for themselves either, because I've been seeing that bullshit go around. No, it was literally just a hard senton. Blake got the wind knocked out of her. And then you could even hear her when Thea's covering her saying, hey, like, lift me up a little bit.
Yeah.
You can see her get her arm up, but not her shoulder.
I thought, it looked like,
So the referee, looking simply at the shoulders, like you are told to do as a referee, saw that the shoulders stayed down for 3. They counted the 3. Did mass hysteria ensue afterwards? Yes. But I'd rather it be a shoot 3 count than a 2 count. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I did see the arm go on one of the angles that I saw it. I did see the arm go up and I was like, I was like, did she kick out? And the ref missed it. But no, I mean, the shoulders were, it is what it was. Could they have played it off that she kicked out because the arm went up? Sure.
Yeah, they could have.
Sure. But I'm not faulting anybody, and it is what it is. It's not the first time, won't be the last time.
And honestly, I think you make
You know.
lemonade out of this situation because I feel like Thea should have had the North American title before,
Mhm.
and Blake should be in the main title picture.
That's fair. I actually think they'll probably just give it right back to Blake.
They probably will, which it is what it is. But
Yeah.
like,
I agree. I think Blake should be on the main roster.
You're not going to get an out of me out of that.
But yeah.
But that's enough NXT talk on the AEW show.
I know, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, FTR wins. I do kind of like how they kind of were thinking about all the different ways to set up the Shatter Machine. So you have Austin grab Dax, or no, he grabs Cash by the legs and pushes him into the ring post, which keeps him hidden from being able to hit the Shatter Machine. They have a nice, good false finish where Austin hits the Famouser on Dax, and then they get the 2 count. And then eventually you get FTR kind of getting that double team offense back in there again, attacking the leg and everything, and you get that submission on Juice. But yeah, no, I thought it was a fun way to close the show.
Yeah, and I liked it. They kind of teased that the Bang Bang game were going to pull it off, but Dax got his foot on the rope at the last second before the 3 count. Even the referee counted the 3, and he was like, "Nope, sorry."
I wonder when they thought about that.
Yeah. So, I thought that was a good little scene. And then right after it, they're celebrating. And then Turner kind of says, "No, sorry, guys." And then, they give the real stomp of the knee that looked pretty gnarly from the top rope right into the submission. And I thought it was a good visual with the belts were in the ring and Juice is like reaching for the title as he taps out. Like he sees the title, like, don't tap out. That's what I'm fighting for. But he's like, fuck, I got to tap out. And he tapped out. I thought it was good. Again, solid match. From a match standpoint, I feel like it was solid. It wasn't one of the better things on the show, but FTR is not going to have a bad match. So, it is what it is. But I thought the Bang Bang Gang looked good, but it just, when you have big title matches and
I
again,
felt like that shouldn't have been what closed the show.
No.
If anything, I think you closed the show with the trios match.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah. But again, I know they were doing it like this is Collision. It's not Dynamite. So, I get it, but I don't know. You just have that match open Collision then, and then you just kind of book the OC match a little bit differently, and that could Collision, the Continental Classic. I don't know. It just felt like after the long night, even though it is a title match, and I appreciate the title match ending the show, we knew what was going to happen. You kind of
Pac and Fletcher close the show.
Yeah, why not? Or something. I don't know. It just felt like it was kind of not a dud because it was a solid to good match, but it just felt like it was just kind of
victim to the placement of the card.
Yeah.
It was a longer run time, first of all, and then second of all, I just had other matches that were just built at a higher level.
Yeah, I agree. And it's overrun. It's like 11:10 at night. It's just like,
But it is what it is. All in all, a very good holiday bash. A good way to wrap up things for the year on this show, at least. We will be back in 2026, but I know we kind of hinted at it. JPJ, as far as the whole year for AEW, what do you think was your match of the year?
Hangman and Ospreay. Double or nothing. Yeah, man. I just thought the way, the finals of the Owen to get the belt, we knew it was going to be one of these 2 guys. These were the 2 guys that were going to take it off Moxley, whoever they chose, to kind of see the crowd get behind Hangman in the lead up to this. Because I think Ospreay felt like the favorite forever to be the guy at All In to do it. And then all of a sudden they kind of did the babyface turn with Hangman, and the crowd was very clear, like, nope, that's our guy. He's our hero, blah, blah, and I just thought they went on for 45 minutes. And from the bell to bell, that was as good as it gets. Yeah. That was my match of the year. I have it, but Mercedes and Athena, which I had the privilege to be there live for, very close. That's 1 and 1A to me.
For me, that Mercedes Athena match is my 1A as far as like on a Dynamite or a Collision.
Yeah.
Like Fletcher and Speedball, like recent survives aside, that was my Dynamite match of the year, period.
Yeah.
However, for the entire year, the one match that I always go back to is the Hollywood ending at AEW.
That's also
Brian
right
May
there as well.
Tony Storm. It is still crazy to think that match went on as early as it did. It had as little time as it did. But everything leading up to that entire match was fucking phenomenal. The promo segments, the fade to black that we saw as like you see them both covered in blood at the end. Like it was quite literally a way to kill off Mariah May to let her go to WWE.
Yeah, that match was perfect. I could make an argument for Moxley and Hangman at All In as well.
Absolutely.
Just tremendous. Look at it. I feel like AEW has had a super, super strong year. Super strong year. And they gave us a lot of good stuff. I bet you if we went back.
Cases for Fletcher and Hangman at Forbidden Door too.
100%. 100%. They've given us a lot of really good stuff. Mercedes and Statlander a few times. Blood and Guts was really good. The women's, like, they gave us a lot of options. I just think they've had a very strong year, all in all. And I think they're ending it strong, too, even though it is kind of a lull, end of year, beginning year at the winter months, But I think they're ending it very strong as well. But, yeah, for me, it was Athena and Mercedes. The Hollywood ending is so good. And then Hangman and Ospreay, though. I thought that was, yeah. But,
do you have a favorite promo of the year? Oh, wait, there's one other match from Double or Nothing I wanted to give an honorable mention to, and that was Okada versus Speedball.
Very good.
Yeah.
And the triple threat with, what was it, Takeshita?
From All Out, right?
Yeah, was it Okada, Takeshita, and Dorada?
Yeah, it was.
Man. Yeah. Real good. Promo of the year, this is going to be harder for me to remember.
I think for me, it was the promo where Hangman was cutting it right after Kyle Fletcher challenged him for the world title. I think that one, like from Dynamite, I thought that was a really good Hangman promo. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the sit-down interview that Renee had with Mariah and Tony.
Oh, tremendous!
Ending was just
yeah, yeah. And then there were just a lot of good moments. Jurassic Express reuniting, I thought was a really, really great moment. Yeah, all of the stuff between Tony and Mariah was just. It's the best, you can make an argument. It's the best story that AEW has ever told. Mm-hmm. I would say the Hangman story and that are clearly the top two. Yeah. It was tremendous. I think Mark Briscoe finally winning a title, like a singles title as well.
Yeah.
Well done. I mean, again, like they've been strong everywhere. It's been a strong year. They built the women's division better. They built the women's tag division. Like they've done a lot of really, really, really good stuff. And I'm shocked to say it, but even they recovered the Death Riders stuff they recovered because at the beginning of the year, it was like, when is this going to end? And they've kind of recovered it to the point where like, I don't think anybody's wishing for the Death Riders to be off their TV screens anymore. You know what I mean? For the most part. But yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not, at least, like I was at the beginning of the year.
And then the last thing I'm going to say is the best AEW signing of the year.
See, this is where my time, because Ricochet debuted last year, right?
Yeah, Ricochet was the year before.
I mean, I think Alex Windsor is in the discussion.
She is.
I think she's in the discussion.
We mentioned two people that really stand out to me as a no shit Sherlock kind of a pick for signings of the year when you think about it.
Go ahead.
Speedball and Kevin.
Oh, Knight. Kevin Knight. Yeah. Listen, that's
separate or together. I mean, clearly Jet Speed all the way for 2026. They're going to have some sort of championships, if not together, then separately for sure.
Yeah. What'd you think of their little? I know we didn't really talk about it because it was real quick, but did you like their little backstage? I also think Tekla should be in the discussion as well.
Tekla as well, another great one. I feel like the backstage segment with Jet Speed was interesting because they talk about like, hey, like you laid it in thick. I'm like, yeah, well, you wouldn't have had it any other way. It's all about the sake of the tournament. So I feel like once we get after the C2 and everything, they're probably going to be next up for the World Tag Titles.
I think they should be. I think they should be for sure.
Absolutely should be.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I think that's a good one. Yeah, Speedball and Speedball. Yeah. Kevin Knight is great, obviously. I mean, and they're both great, but Speedball has been balling out. No pun intended here. Balling out. But yeah, good stuff, man. It's been a really good year, Jose, and the pay-per-view to kind of end it. I know we're not going to be here for a preview show because of the holidays or anything like that beforehand, but I'm excited to talk about it the week after in the new year and kind of, figure that, when we'll be a couple weeks past it, I guess, by the time we're back here.
Well, no, it'll be the week after.
Yeah, because it's on the 27th.
So
it's on the 20th, but we're not doing a show, so we won't be back until.
Weeks after. You're right.
Yeah,
we won't be back to the 7th.
Yeah, because we're not doing New Year's Eve. So maybe, if we have time, maybe we can record a little quick something. We'll figure it out. But
we'll see. Needless to say, we will definitely be interested to see how the year starts out for AEW and how everything post World's End is going to set the tone for, I think, everything that they're going to try for 2026. So
I agree. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to end with a bang.
Yep. And not a bang bang like we ended on tonight.
No.
Well,
but it's been a good year here too, doing this with you as well.
Yeah, and we are coming back strong for 2026. So fret not, my friends. We will be here.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes,
I mean, this has been such a fun way to get back into AEW more. I feel like this has given me more incentive to stick with AEW just as a viewing experience, regardless of how much wrestling there is going on in the world. Because for a while I was kind of writing them off just because they weren't doing certain things, or they were doing certain things that I just wasn't falling for. But this year was a truly transformative year for AEW for the better.
I agree. And can I just say, one name to keep an eye out that I think is going to be a big time player for AEW in 2026. He was in the Battle Royal and he had a couple good spots. Ace Austin.
I agree.
I think in 2026 that guy's going to make waves. He's really, really good. I thought they gave him some good rub in that Battle Royal a little bit. He had a couple good spotlight segments in that match.
Yeah.
I know he's a recent signing. So by the time, his full calendar year, I will say, is up from when he was signed, I think we'll be looking back and going, that was a really good signing by them.
Yeah. Anyone you have really your eyes set on as a prospect to be signed in 2026?
I would really like them to sign Baron Corbin. I think they need more big, like they have big guys. Yes. And I think Corbin walks in there and he's already like a top 5 size guy they have there.
Yeah.
And I think I would like to see Baron Corbin be there. I think he would be a really good signing for them.
I would like to see him adapt to the AEW style more, just because
he has it in him too. He can do it.
Yeah, no, I see it for him. Because, I mean, we got to see so much of it, like, in that last NXT run. I feel like now that he's gotten, like, whatever he's doing in MLW under his belt, he's doing indie dates and everything, he would be one to keep an eye out for. I think on the women's side, definitely Maya World.
Okay. I don't know much about her. It
does help that Athena did train her. She is probably one of the best women's wrestlers unsigned on the planet.
Okay. Does she run her own thing or run her own events from time to time?
Athena does for
Athena. Okay.
Metroplex Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Maya World was on with High-End when everything played out with
yes,
Nixon and Miranda Alizé.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, good stuff.
But she's so good and so young in her career. I think she could be a main player. Depending on how things go in Japan, I would love to see another Joshi talent make their way over to AEW. Whether it's it's going to be someone from Marigold if contracts go up and they get Mayu Iwatani, that would be fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I know the contract of this person was up at the end of the year over in TNA, but I would not hate Indy Hartwell making her way over to AEW if they wanted to do that, if the contract situation... I know her contract was up at the end of the year.
Being valuable, but the problem is I think they still need her in TNA to make sure that they're not just poaching the Knockouts division.
It's fair.
I think we probably am doing is because they had like that badass dog collar match. Is you probably have Danny Luna beat Lei Ying Lee for the title, but I think you try again with Indy on this babyface run, and then you could have her contend for either probably not at Genesis, but definitely like when we get closer to like maybe Slammiversary time. I could see her becoming a mainstay and like probably have a good run with the Knockouts title then. But
yeah, I would be okay.
Curious to see when Bayley's contract expires, because I think it's in 2026.
Yeah. You think, I don't know, Bayley?
I do think.
I think it's possible. I think it's definitely possible. I would agree. But I also get the vibe of like Bayley being a WWE lifer kind of thing too. I do think it is possible though, because Mercedes, I think it's possible.
Yeah. The only reason, like, not even just the Mercedes of it all, but I think the fact that, like, Bayley's starting to double down with, like, everything she did with Lodestone and everything. Yeah, WWE reacted really well to it. But her having such a pulse on everything happening in like the independent zeitgeist for women's wrestling, even if she doesn't sign with AEW right away, I could honestly see her like letting her deal expire, let her go on a run on the indies, let her go to Japan, do whatever she wants. And then if she wants to make her way back into a company stateside, I think that's when you have Mercedes really lobby for her to go to AEW, and they could really get shit going over there, the two of them.
Yeah. I mean, that would be something. That would be something if they ever could pull that off.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about Bayley. She's my goat.
Yeah. And
Love
I feel like she deserves a lot better than what she's been given this year in WWE. So
that's fair. That's fair.
But all this to say is that we will see you guys in 2026 as far as DynaMic'd Up goes. JPJ, anything else you want to plug in over here before we wrap things up?
You know, the usual for me, head on over to JPJ Loves Gaming. You'll see my schedule there. It drops every Monday, so that tells you where you can find me. But tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Between Two Beards on Love Wrestling. We had It's Wheezy Blonde join us last week. It was a lot of fun. Go check out that episode on our YouTube. But yeah, we're back tomorrow. We're talking John Cena. A lot of controversy, apparently, about the 100% right decision they made on Saturday. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some AEW. We'll do the normal thing tomorrow night. So 8 p.m. there, you can find me, but you can check the schedule at JPJ Loves Gaming.
Yes, for sure. And then as far as me, Jose in the Air, everywhere on the socials. So keep an eye out. I'm probably going to be streaming some sort of gaming stuff throughout the next couple weeks because thankfully after this week, I'm off until the new year from the shoot.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
I will have some free fucking time to do whatever I want.
That's nice. That's nice. I work in retail, so I'm a slave to the grind until I die. So
see, the trick is to not work in retail, but work with drugs.
I mean, I work with drugs, just not professionally.
Okay,
so.
Caffeine is a drug. Touche.
Oh, that is true. I do sell drugs, technically.
Yes. No, I deal with the processing and payments of said drugs these days.
Oh, that's nice.
All this to say is Jose in the Air everywhere. Keep an eye on the Hive Media. I know JPJ is going to be doing a watch along for.
I will. Yeah, for Worlds
there.
Yes. So anybody, obviously.
Season review for Heated Rivalry on the Substack for the Hive. So be on the lookout at that at the end of December, maybe early January. But until next year, you guys, thank you for supporting the show since we started this craziness. I'm looking forward to seeing everything that is to come in 2026. And everybody have a very safe holiday season. We will see you next time.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.